Hello folks, and welcome to a new episode, and the first episode of Hermit Pack. Yes, so I am playing now a 1.10.2 modded series, and this is Hermit Pack that is being played by the Hermit Crafters as well. Obviously, this is my own world. It is on a server, so it's possible people join us, but I'm assuming it's going to be mostly a single player playthrough. Anyway, so I did get started the other day on a live stream, and you can see I have a little bit of a farming operation going. I'm using the worms to till the soil, give a little buff to the plants, and keep it hydrated. So that's why you don't see a water source around. We do have Palm's Harvest Craft, meaning when the fruit or vegetables or whatever is ripe, we just have to right click. We don't have to replant, which is always useful. So this is a big kitchen sink 1.10.2 pack. I intend to use it to experiment with. And so far, well, I've made a little starter hole here. We've made a little farm, I've done a little mining, but we really haven't done much that's modded particularly. I mean, the bed happens to be modded. And if we put on our helmet, I did make the one probe so we can see a Walia-like thing up there in the top left. When I came here, there was originally a ravine over here. If I could put a row of something that's harder to break like this here, that'd be good. Let's go to there, I guess. A couple blocks in. And the interesting thing about that ravine is I had one of those concussion creepers, the Ender IO ones that teleport you over here, and it literally teleported me into the ravine, like high above the surface, right here, basically. And I fell to my doom since I was put, 20 blocks up, 30 blocks up. It's actually a very deep ravine under here. Yeah. So that was my second set of deaths. I say set of deaths because recovering from that took a bit. But the first set was a baby skeleton. Okay, so we should do a few things. We should make a shield. And if I recall, the pack actually fixes the shield height. I don't know what method they use to do that, but all I know is it doesn't eat up that much of the room as compared to vanilla. It's not growing as fast as I hoped, or we were just too far away. So who we have here? Looks like a baby Skelly, who has not noticed me yet. He strifes quite a bit. This is not looking good. I mean, I can try. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. Ouch. Hello, world. Hello, death info. Hello, burning I don't know if baby skeletons burn. Teleport. I'm going to take that as no. Where is he? Yo, no, out of there. Apparently, glowstone armor is particularly good. Now I'm never gonna get out the door, there's a gravestone in the way. So needless to say, we've had some derps thus far in the world building. Anyway, next plan was actually to start a smeltery so I could start ore processing a little better. Looks like it's nighttime, which is going to make this fun, but I should have a sleeping bag. Oh, I also made a mining book bag, which is from forestry. It basically automatically collects all ores I harvest, so I don't have to do it manually, but you can't put anything in there, so it's like I can't put an apple in there. Just a neat little feature. Yeah, so now it's day, and we needed some sand, which I don't think we found much of yet. We'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah, so here's spawn. I want to be a little away from spawn to ensure, we didn't, if other people join, if we're at least this far away, we'll never load spawn accidentally. Yeah, so we don't have a beach yet, but we do have a desert if we need a lot of sand. But for right now, I think one of these pools will suffice. Because I just need a little bit to start a smeltery. I don't need all the sand yet. So we have some clay, we have some sand, and we have some gravel. None of this is in huge quantities, as you may notice. But that should be fine. So let's just make what we can. And what we can is apparently 42. I'm not quite sure that's enough, but we'll try it. And we're just going to smelt that down. So I have more clay, what I'm missing is gravel, which has been yet slightly elusive in this world, actually. I don't think I found a vein underground, and not too many of the pools have had them. But we're going to let this smelt, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we have a little bit of seared brick. Again, I'm not sure it's enough, but let's get started. First, we're going to want a controller. And I think these recipes are the same, although I do know there's been changes in Tinkers. Significant ones, actually. So we first need a controller. We're going to need a casting table. We're going to need a drain, and I'm just going absolute minimum here. We're going to need a seared window. Good thing I have a little more sand. Did I catch this in time? That's good. And I'm going to need at least a couple of those. So that has the lava, that has the controller. That will let me pour it out. Oh, I need a drain. And that recipe also hasn't changed. Cool. Okay, so let's see if this is enough to make the world's smallest smeltery. Not sure where I want to do it. I mean, I want a real smeltery outside, but for now, I think we're just going to go a little further into this wall and make something small. That was unfortunate. Do I have a pick of any type? That'll do, even if it's a little slow. The world's smallest smeltery is a Glass there. Brick here. Brick here. Drain, I don't know, here. Nah, let's make it look nice. That was a stair, not a drain. Drain. Perfect. Nice. And a controller here. That is the world's smallest smeltery. Now we're going to go down a block here, put our casting table, and let's see how much iron I have. So the first thing I want to put in here is one piece of gold, which I should have in my... Yep. Ew, right. What I didn't do was fill the tank. And some of these armors, ooh, steel osmium, I'll take the osmium plate, are fairly good. Yeah, that's better than iron. Ooh, random chest. What's in here? Well, that's what happens. I got a little distracted, and a spider stuck up on me. If the spider's still there, I want a sword. I think I have an extra from my last set of deaths. And I really want to burn these. They're not particularly useful. I mean, I guess it tells me where my death point was, but so does that. Where are we in day? We are about noon, so I can get over there. Yeah. So there's a sheep still here. I'm going to actually quickly put a bunch of this stuff away because my inventory is past filled. And then we'll pick up. Okay, and back here. So first, I wanted to actually just take this chest. There we go. And I think we get it. Oh, there it is on the ground. I don't know if we can make this, though. No, we can't. So by taking it, I have an interesting chest I can use in some project in the future. The interesting thing I noticed here was this thing of jungle wood, I guess. Yeah, that's less important. And what this is a nature core right there from random things. And what these are doing is it's creating the saplings. It's what's creating the saplings around here, and that's why we have such a dense little bit of wooded area. Looks like it might even be doing some rubber saplings. So a good place to quickly farm a bunch of wood, maybe once we get a lumber axe, and let it keep going. We also have some more gravel here if I need some. That's good to remember. And now I'm going to head back over to our lava pool, which is just on this side of the base area over there. There we go. And you can see my first nether portal was right here. I actually didn't have a diamond pickaxe yet, so I couldn't mine the obsidian. That's why it's so close to a lava pool. I was molding it in place. We had an interesting incident when I entered the nether. Basically, I crashed on the way in, and when I logged back into the game, I was in the nether. Yeah, with no nether portal. And when I cheated a nether portal in to get back to the overworld, yeah, it put me far, far and away. Thus why I have this whole thing is somewhere right here. There's a random nether portal there. I don't think I'm going to clean it up. because I don't want to go there again. Another interesting thing is I got my first diamond in the nether. So when I returned to the overworld, I got the achievement for going deeper. Anyway, we just want to fill this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And now we have our lava. Okay, so back here with the world's smallest smeltery and some lava. So if I put the lava here, the smeltery will be filled now, which is the whole point of what I was doing. So that should give me 1 ingot cast, maybe 2, I don't know. Yeah, we have 1 ingot left, so let me just cast out the 1 ingot of gold. And we're going to put in our iron, 1 at a time. Yay! The world's smallest smeltery. Okay, folks, I'm going to let this go through the 5, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hopper on top and a hopper underneath, and we're going to put a ton of cobble in the hopper on top and start getting the seared bricks out at the bottom. That should let me make a bigger smeltery there. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to go down and mine some more resources. Slowly. I'm just smelting here, and I just smelted 1 more iron ore block, and I noticed something has changed, or the configuration has changed. But we're getting 3 iron ingots per iron ore. So this isn't ore doubling, this is ore tripling. I thought I was going to have to wait till we got well into mechanism before we could do that. But apparently we don't. I will not complain. So I've done some collection of lava, and I am feeling it's way too slow. So I'm going to make a basic fluid tank from Mechanism. I finally found the recipe, and that is affordable for iron and for redstone. So if I have the iron... Oh, I have it. There we go. Perfect. So we're going to get our 4 iron. We're going to get our 4 redstone. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the advantage of this is this will hold 14 buckets, which is a little better than the 4 that holds. Okay. I also found a lava source down here. Which I could probably make a little closer if I make it a staircase down. I just have to avoid getting careless in here. Anyway, the lava source I am using is this lava pool. So we now have a stack of seared bricks, so on our way. But I'm taking a slight time out again from our continuation of waiting on it. And we're going to make some clocks for some very overpowered thing in this pack. In some ways, I think it should be nerfed just a little bit. I need one of these. But we have the overpowered recipe for the Torturino. And I'm going to place this temporarily right here. And we're going to, oops. 100%, 200%, 300%, 400%. And radius, that should do it. And that should significantly speed up the speed of the smeltery. Now, of course, it's going to use fuel faster. It does not make the lava cost lower. So I just dismantled the smeltery here because it's way in the way. And we are now out here. We're going to make our 1 missing seared brick. And we're going to put it into place. And that is the smeltery complete. And we should be now 4 tall. That means we can hold, in theory, 2 stacks of blocks. So I think next up is we want to start making our first set of tools. Because that's the real reason I'm making the smeltery. I mean, or amplification is a good thing. But, while the sword, in theory, isn't evil, it's not that good. And we have plenty of monsters here that are very well armored, where these swords don't do as well. So I think what I'm going to first do is make our first set of patterns here, which is the same as the 1.710 recipe, easy enough. We're going to start making our tables, stencil table, part builder, tool station, a tool, not tool chest, but a pattern chest. And we're going to make a second one of these. Okay, so now I need some space for it. So now if I open this, you can see all of the tables are available. So we don't actually have to go down the line, they just all do exist here. So it's basically a bench of all of the Tinkers stuff. Anyway, we can go through part builder, pattern chest, stencil table. Here we go. We put our stencils there. Yeah, so now what I want to do is I want to go to the tool station where we can see the tools we can build. And I want to make a rapier because there's too many armored things. So we need these 3 parts. So what I want to start working on now is a little bit of bronze, but I think we're going to need a few iron tool rods. So let's make them. That's one for a pickaxe, which is the first thing we're going to make. And I don't think I want iron for the sword, so that's the only one we're going to make. What I want for the sword is I'm going to start with bronze. We'll upgrade it later. Yeah, 1 part tin, there's 3 parts copper. Okay, so our thing's off, so we want to put 1 part tin to 3 parts copper. So how much copper do I have? I'm going to use 24. So that's 5, 6 tin. Which seems like a decent number given what I actually have. And we're just going to toss it all into the smeltery and wait a moment while it melts. And that should slowly combine into bronze, which I'm going to put on the bottom. We need to make 2 things. We need to make the rapier, which I think is the bronze, the paper, and the bronze. And we need to make the pickaxe, which is the paper, the stick. No, not the stick. The iron and the bronze. And there we have it, the 2 things that I want to start with anyway. Bronze pickaxe and bronze rapier. This is mining level diamond right now, and we can upgrade that. And this is not as good of attack damage as I hoped. We have a rapier, which I think will become better and is better against some of our foes, but may not quite be fully useful yet. I don't know how. Yeah, so we can't go as fast as we used to in the previous version. You can see there from the cooldown, but the cooldown is much better than the other weapons. Also, we do get the jump back ability, and we should be able to go through armor. So if I can find a volunteer... Creeper's not exactly what I'm looking for. Looks like someone behind him, though, is in the running. Ouch. That was close. That was close. Anyway, here's a well-armored skelly. Ooh, that might be a problem. It doesn't seem to work with... Actually, it seems to have a weird interaction with the shield. Actually, no. It's like the shield's always out with it. That's strange. So I think it's actually a bug, although I'm going to need more volunteers before I can tell. I think if I have my shield out and I just roll to the rapier, or select it, that it sort of stays out. Thus, when I was attacked originally, I wasn't actually taking damage, but the durability on the shield went away. However, it seems in general that's not the case. Either way, the rapier will go through armor, which, given the amount of armored mobs, is a good thing. I do need to increase its sharpness, however. So... what I want to do is we'll keep our main sword with us for now. We have a bunch of bronze, which is excellent. I'm going to finish this sapphire pick because we have it. And then we're going to head off into the nether. And I'll get a little bit of resources there. I'll show you it actually. Okay, and now we try to go to the nether. This may crash. Yeah, it crashed. And we crashed entering the nether again, and it seems to have put me in some random location for some random reason. But on one of my spawns, a blaze killed me. Yeah, so my death point is 130 meters that way, apparently. Which means it's been spawning me in 130 meters that way compared to where I should be. And yeah, it's not optimal. Guess what we can do is just start going into the wall here, and we'll get there soon enough. Be back when I get there, or when I find some lava that kills me again. We now got everything. Right. So what I want to do is I want to change this. I want to make a new waypoint here, which is alternative exit. It doesn't really go anywhere useful, but at least now it's on my sort of network. Yeah. And this path now goes to my main portal. But as you can see, our nether does contain, that should be in my offhand, various ores. The gold seems to drop nuggets. That is not gold though, that is pyrite, which is why it looks like gold. So the big thing I want to mine while here is some quartz, because I want to add sharpness to my sword. So a quartz vein like this is very useful for my goal. Yeah, so I just want a little bit of protection around the portal, just make sure we are not over the abyss. And to prevent just that, literally. We have a bunch of nether quartz, which we can try to apply to this rapier, which will bring it up to 4.56, where right now it's 2.93. That'll start it getting even sharper, which is a good thing. And that also increased the attack damage, but not the emerald. Cool. So now it's 5.6, where this is 6, and with armor, now we're getting very, now we are stronger if the enemy has armor. So I have the basic tools, but there are 2 advanced tools I want, and that requires updating to the tool forge from the tool station. So I'm going to start just by taking all this copper and making it copper. We already have some, and that should easily give me what I need to make the tool forge. While I'm waiting, let's start looking at chiseling bits. I've never used this mod, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but we can make an iron chisel fairly easily. I think. Just iron in a stick. There we go. And what I'm hoping to do is just be able to chisel something. Lapis block would be nice, but I think I spent all of our lapis. No, not quite. Okay, I think I understand some of this mod a little better than I did before. So I'm going to make 2 of these bit bags. I'd make more, but I don't want to use the wool right yet. We're going to ditch the rest of that random block. Okay. So now, it's nighttime again, of course. So now I can set this back to plain mode. Nice. I'm going to take away a bunch more of this. Basically, I want to make it 1 wide. There we go. So I should have some bits, but most of them should be in these bags, which is exactly what I want. So that's the plane I want. We're going to need some more tools. Wrench from the mod, which is this one. Okay, maybe this one. Yeah. Okay, so that's exactly what I want. I just want a little plane of lapis. And I'm going to put that over the water on here. Okay, so the next thing I need is I can just break this and place it down. That's great, but I want to be able to copy it. So I need a pattern of some kind, which is this. Some paper, lapis, and I guess water. So I don't know. Do I right-click to set? That's cool. And if I take that with the bag, I should be able to make a bunch more of these. Not infinite, but a bunch more. Okay. Can I just fill the bag that way? No. Yeah, so it's a little more complicated than sawing in 1.710, but it's much higher customization, because while this I just have lapis, I could technically get the water pattern itself or make it lower, or many other alternatives. This is just my first time testing the chisel, so mind if I made it super simple on myself. Okay, so while we were doing chiseling bits, we did get all of our copper ore out, which is a good thing. This means I should be able to get this table here, and with a few blocks, start converting it. Now we have the tool forge. So now I can make a couple of other tools. Namely, I want the hammer and the lumber axe. That'll get us a bronze stone hammer, and the important part is I can now repair this with stone, but I get the mining levels from the other stuff. Do I have any modifiers left? I have 3 modifiers left. Do I have redstone left? Maybe not so much. I'm going to make a lumber axe. It's going to have a bronze broadaxe. It's going to have a copper tool rod. It's going to have paper for the binding. And last but not least, we do need to make one more part builder. One more stone head. So if I come back here and we add it in here, where it goes, we now have it. Okay, now we go back to anvil mode and take a look. We're going to be slow, I admit. Durability is a little low. We can add the diamond and emerald for durability's sake. Anyway, I think that does it for us today on this first episode of Hermit Pack. Couple of little bugs that still need to be addressed, but otherwise we seem to certainly be started. We have our smeltery, we have a lumber axe, we have a hammer. So I have some mining to do now that it doesn't have to be one by one, and that we can process the ores. Not sure what we're going to exactly work on next, but it'll probably be like this episode, a live stream followed by some touch-ups and recap here in an episode. So catch me on Beam if you want to catch me live, or catch me here next time. Till then, it's EzTerry, logging off. Bye-bye.